So as you heard already, it's a little bit strange. So a very big panel over here, and we are trying to do some very special, let's call it experiment. Still, I'm waiting for my first picture, but I hope it will come.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay, there it is. The ESA story, Space 4.0. And because you want to listen to them, I will be very short in my introduction, and therefore, first of all, to explain what we mean with Space 4.0. Space 1.0, that was and is astronomy, very famous for different things to be discovered in the world. Space 2.0, that was the race in space, and I hope, although sometimes it looks different, that it's over. The race in space is over. We still have competition, but this is a totally different story. So the race in space was Space 2.0. The Space 3.0, that is more or less where we are now. It's the dawn of Space 3.0. Steps for global cooperation like the International Space Station, as well as more and more space applications. And now we are talking about Space 4.0. Space 4.0, what is it? We are talking about shift of paradigms in space. We have different motivations today why we are doing space. We have different actors, more than 70 spacefaring nations worldwide, plus industry having their own mission, plus also universities, research entities. So the contents is changing. The roles of the actors are changing, so the space agency is not any longer just the organizations giving money and then making micromanagement. We have different roles. And new technologies. And on the right-hand side, you see of this Space 4.0, commercialization, you could call it new space, but commercialization. Spin in and spin off, meaning things coming from space to earthly applications and the other way around. And then diversity, information, innovation, interaction, inspiration, but also cooperation, jobs and growth, and digitalization. And today we are talking especially about jobs and growth. And you will see here now young entrepreneurs and companies, existing companies, long-time existing companies, being in some special dialogue, which will be moderated especially through Frank Salzgeber, the head of all the technology transfer at ESA.
So, hello, my name is Rafael Jordà, and I am the CEO and founder of Open Cosmos. At Open Cosmos, we provide simple and affordable space access. We do that by providing our customers a full integrated service. 60 years ago, a computer would fill a whole room like this, cost millions, and only be available to a few research institutions in the world. That changed when some entrepreneurs at Silicon Valley decided to make those computers small and affordable. The rest is history. And we now have the internet, Google, Facebook, and all the applications that you carry on your mobile phone. Now, that never really happened in the space industry. Unfortunately, satellites still today tend to remain big and expensive. At Open Cosmos, we believe now is the time to make them small and affordable. So all of you in the audience can use this technology to bring your new generation of applications to serve the world and change the biggest problems. What are we doing to change that? Well, we have to remove the three main space access barriers: the technology, the paperwork, and the cost. And that's where we play. Because what we do at Open Cosmos is offering an end-to-end service, a one-stop shop service to orbit. So people can develop the technology in a compatible way with our development kit, and then we can integrate it in our satellites up to 30 kilograms, do all the proper testing, and deliver it to our launching partners so they can put it in orbit. Once in orbit, we even operate the satellites on behalf of our customers. So they can do exactly what they care about: the data and the applications that they derive from those. Here is a little bit of a summary of how our secret, right? So first of all, we worked really hard on the technology. We built our own satellites. We designed all the subsystems microchip up in a way that is extremely compatible with third-party subsystems and third-party payloads. So it's really easy to integrate. Second, for everything related to the paperwork, we work very close with the European Space Agency and the other agencies like the UK Space Agency to make sure that all the processes that we have to follow are strictly correct, but also done on behalf of our customers. And of course, we work extremely close with all the major launch suppliers and all the major ground segment suppliers to make sure that we can streamline the service for our customers. This unlocks economies of scale, and that's massively important because it empowers mass customization for satellites. That's the secret word. It allows us to go from costs of millions down to a few hundred thousands. To whom? Well, we are here to serve. We are here to help people from other industries, people from developing countries, researchers, entrepreneurs who are here to access and use the space technology as a tool. Not something fancy to romanticize about, something pragmatic, something useful. Applications. How many people in the audience, if I may ask, have something to do with developing applications that use space data? Can I have a hands up at some point? So mostly everyone, right? So I don't have to tell you about the thing that can be done with this technology. It's about infrastructure monitoring, telecommunications, Internet of Things. So many things can empower this revolution that we are seeing. I could talk about many of the customers. You already saw the first satellite that we launched into orbit last year. We are also now manufacturing 2 satellites for a telecommunication provider in the UK. But I think that since we have been invited to this panel by the European Space Agency, it's particularly important that I mention that last year we signed this contract with the European Space Agency to provide them with one of our entire missions, to demonstrate innovative telecommunication technologies. And we are really, really proud of that. Why are we here? Well, probably you hadn't heard about us before. We've been extremely quiet. We are here because we are ready to serve. We are here because if any of you needs a mission or a constellation, we want to help. So please come talk with me about that. If you are a launch provider or a ground segment provider, please come talk to us. We really want to include your services within our offering. And last but not least, we've been doubling the size of the company every 6 months since I founded the company 2.5 years ago. We need people to join us. So if you want to help us democratize access to space, please come to me after the meeting. And of course, 60 years ago, the digital revolution took place thanks to computers. Today, satellites are the technology for the next technological revolution. But we need to put those satellites into the hands of the people. As I like saying, we need to open the cosmos. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rafael.
Not for
Thank
sale.
you so much. For the audience, but also for the ESA Business Incubation Center, thanks to the partners, the National Space Agency, agencies and industry. We support this year, together with our partners, 160 new space-related startups. And we can have more people supporting them. The Irish have a very nice saying, on the shoulders of the giants you see further. For the startups, you, ESA, and your industry colleagues are the giants. So I'm happy to invite you to join forces with us and help to grow this community. And I have one question I would still want to raise to Rafael, because funding is normally an issue, and we heard about that. And Rafael, was it difficult to get funding?
Oh, well, that's a very appropriate question, actually. So we've been building Open Cosmos out of commercial traction, customers from month 3 of the company. We've just gone to the dark side now, and we have closed around our Series A round of $7 million to keep growing, to accelerate our process. The revenues were healthy enough for continue growing, but we need to move fast. And that's why we are really happy to announce that the round was successfully closed in December, and we are here to stay.
So, great. Thank you so much for the audience.